For the past month, we've been talking a lot about how to overcome worry and how to learn to live with joy and peace instead of just worry and anxiety all the time. One of the things that we people worry about probably as much or more than anything else is relationships. We worry about, will somebody like me? We worry about, is somebody mad at me? We worry about, how is this going to go? Will it be awkward? Will I know what to say? We worry about all that. And we want to talk today about how can we overcome that worry about our relationships? How can we live with peace in this world where not all our relationships are going to be perfect all the time? So there are a couple steps we would encourage you to take in this regard. If this is something that you struggle with, if you find yourself constantly worried that someone's mad at you, constantly worried that you might not know the perfect thing to say or the perfect thing to do, constantly worried that one of your interactions might put you somehow on the wrong side in a relationship with someone. So here's the first thing I would encourage you to do. One of my favorite verses about this is from Matthew 7. It's Matthew 7:12, where Jesus says, basically the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The very foundation for us to stop worrying about relationships is saying, in our relationships, are we trying to do for that person, treat that person the way we'd want them to treat us? And if you're doing that, then you can live in that peace of, I'm attempting to bless you. I'm not attempting to manipulate you. I'm not attempting to use you. I'm not attempting to harm you or to hurt you. I'm attempting to bless you. We can have that basic foundation of peace, right? But because of that, here's the thing. That's so easy to say. Like, some of you are sitting there right now going, man, like, I tuned in for that. Like, that's so simple. Yes, it's simple to say. It's incredibly hard to do. Here's why. We learn from an early age how to manipulate people. We learn from an early age how to use people. And we learn it so well, it becomes subconscious. And so what Jesus wants us to do is to look at if there's any interaction that you're having with someone that bothers you, that causes anxiety, the way to overcome that is not to ignore that anxiety. It's to look at that interaction. And the first thing you need to say in that interaction is, am I seeking to treat this person as I would want to be treated? And if not, then you've got to step back. It doesn't mean you're always going to do what that person wants to be done, but it's, am I treating them with honesty, with integrity, and with their best interest in mind? I may or may not be able to do what they ultimately want, but is that how I'm treating them? And if I'm not, let me step back, let me switch, let me try to walk a mile in their shoes for a moment and think about it from their perspective, and then let me come back and think, okay, how should I handle this? That's probably the most important thing, the biggest thing you can do to take a step forward in not always worrying about relationships, or not always being upset just because someone's upset with you. People are mad at Jesus all the time. Jesus doesn't seem to lose a lot of sleep over it. I believe it was because he knew he was always doing what was best for them. He knew he was trying to bless them. He also knew they wouldn't always receive it the right way. That's just the case. Everybody isn't always going to be happy with us. Now, here's another thing to do. After you've done that, if there's someone who's just off with you, you know the relationship's a little off, it's worrying you, you're really trying to bless them and do your best for them, one of the things you might do is you might step back and say, okay, I'm trying to treat them as I would want to be treated in this situation. Let me think about how am I communicating to them? What words am I saying? What's my body language like? What are they telling me with their words? What are they telling me with their body language? You might even find it helpful to look online and type up body language cues. And you'll see that sometimes people are telling you that ways that you think you're trying to bless them, they're not receiving it that way. And then that's good feedback, because then you say, okay, I still want to bless them. I just need to change tactics. So the first thing we need to do is say, are we trying to bless? Are we trying to treat them as we'd want to be treated? And then next is our strategy, is how we're going about doing that, communicating with them. Once we've done that and made adjustments as best we can have peace, because that's all we can do. And 95% of the time, if you do that, the relational aspect of it is going to work out great. And for the 5% where it doesn't, we're going to give that over to God and say, God, we give this to you. I don't know everything that's going on with this person. I'll continue to adjust the way I try to reach out and to bless them. But for right now, I just need to give that to you until you show me a new way to reach out, or until I gain a new understanding of how I can bless them. If you'd like to know more about learning to live without constant anxiety about your relationships, I hope you'll check out our YouTube channel. Particularly in this channel, we have two messages from this week, one from Pastor Larry, one from Pastor Brooke, about learning to live without anxiety, fear, and worry constantly controlling our lives as it relates to relationships. So I hope you'll check that out. Thank you for spending this time with us. It means a lot to us to be able to share in these conversations about the things that are really important in life. I pray that you have a wonderful week and that you experience God's peace. God bless you.